Okay. So Jimmy Whisper decided to ask enough questions. I laugh, but this is not easy for me because, see, I am someone that's a jack of all trades, master of none. You see, that's me. You know, I can do a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there. And the thing is, I know if I decide to put all my eggs and resources in one basket, I know I will emotionally and logically resent what I have undertaken. I know that. I get bored with things quick. I do. So you can use that against me if that's what you wish. If anyone listening, if you want to use that against me for anything that I ever want to do, hey, you're human, right? So do what you got to do to make yourself feel good. Because that's all we got, right? So he says, I watched your second upload as well. They're all good ideas that I'm not opposed to. I am not dogmatically opposed to solutions, good ideas, period. My main question, how will you materially enact these policies, knowing the entire system disallows for everything you suggested? Let's see, I think I'll just add the other one. I don't mind hypothesizing about what your fantasy nation would be like, but I'd like to know if you think that is even possible. If not, good stuff. Okay, so materially, and I was like, what does he mean by this? You know, these things. And you know what, Jimmy Whisper, you need to stop fucking with me. Stop fucking with me with these big ass words. All right. All right. Certain words, you leave me alone. You and my co-host be messing with me with that shit. Y'all stop. So I was like, let me see what context he might be talking about. So materially, so substantially, considerably, or the second one in terms of wealth or material possessions. So I guess the common question would be, how will you afford this? Well, I've already thought of that one. I mean, free college. I mean, 100% free healthcare. All that other stuff. There's a multi-pronged assault you need to do on the abuse of capitalism, but not just that, but I guess the Pavlov's humans in terms of the desire of capitalism, because it's everywhere. Okay, it's in our rap music, it's in country music, it's on TV, it's in our sitcoms. It's everywhere. Make money, get money, be about money. If you're broke, you ain't shit. I mean, that's really it. People look, I find it a source of weakness to get divorced because the person you're with don't have any money. Now I can see if you don't have money because they keep fucking it up. I can see that. But just because they literally are doing what they can to keep money, to make money, and the job isn't paying enough to support the bills, somebody else, and maybe somebody else and yourself, you know what? Help them out. That's what you do. You don't leave. You don't divorce and it costs them more money and expect to get money in a divorce. That's stupid. So materially, where would I get this? How would I support everything that I want to do? All this stuff Jimmy Whisper is asking about. The biggest bank on the planet. That's where I would, it'd be merciless. I wouldn't give a shit. I really wouldn't. The biggest bank we got, our defense contractors, the military budget, I just take from it. I would take probably about 80% from it. I wouldn't put any more money into it. And what about our troops? In all honesty, fuck the troops. I'm going to tell you why. Don't click the fuck away. At least hear me out. The reason I say fuck the troops is because the troops ain't doing shit. They aren't doing anything. They are literally going to wars and battles. These people, these humans, these people with loved ones, these people that care about their own safety, the people that have people that are at home caring about their safety, they are going to wars and battles and skirmishes and everything for a government who's doing nothing but shaking their dick. That's why I say fuck the troops. And the troops, they go die. Damn it. They go and die. And how much do they get paid a year? Pennies. Pennies. Someone who is going to most likely or possibly or physically die, not for this country. They're not dying for this country. They're dying for the big oil corporations. All this shit in Syria is just for the Trans-Arabian pipeline. That's all they're trying to do. Syria is a cop blocker when it comes to that. Okay? That's what they're trying to do. Troops, no. If you're going to put more money into a fighter jet that will not see combat, that is too expensive, as they say, to test. No, when you can put more money into that than a life, then no, you get no money. The people in the military should get paid more than $19,000 to $22,000 a year. They should not be promised a full ride in college education. Only that full ride is promised because the ones that hire them know they're probably going to die and not go to college in the first place. So they don't have to fulfill that promise. And then those that do live in combat never go because they feel like they've aged out or they're in so much bad shape that they're spending more time at home convalescing and then going to the VA and they don't have time for school. So yes, that's why I say fuck the troops, fuck the military, because they are already a patsy. They're pawns. The military is not used for bullying. It's not used for control. The military is used for defense and assistance. It's not to go and get money for big oils. Screw that. I would defund the military a great deal. I would put that money into everything else. Everything else. There is no need for a teacher to make less going on this than $100,000 a year. No less. But they don't need to make any more than that either. And honestly, teachers, and they don't get paid jack anyway, but professors at these upscaled high-class universities, I do declare they must get paid in their millions of dollars. Fuck that. There's no need. I don't care how many PhDs you got. There's no need for you to make 1.2 or any millions of dollars. There's no need for a coach that could do the same thing in high school, or a high school coach could do the same thing as a college coach. They don't need to make 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or $5 million. To say that these athletic coaches and these professors and what can get these high lucrative deals, but yet the students can't, is bullshit. So they can't make any more than $100,000 flat. Anything over will go into paying off student loans, student debt, books, other services, and this unending, unyielding, pointless construction that goes around college campuses. It's always something going on. Always something. And it's so expensive. They want to get Wi-Fi and stuff, so they got to charge you an arm and a leg for it? No. Because they're trying to make profit off of it. You need it, so they're going to profit off of it. That is the problem with the country. That is why I would eliminate that stuff. Yes, there would be a cap. Is that anti-capitalist? No, it's not. It's anti-greed. That's what I am. If you cannot live on $100,000 a year, go fuck yourself. Seriously, what is wrong with you that you can't live on $100,000 a year? What is wrong with you? What do you got tied up in some kind of banks or something? So that's how I would do that. And how else? Oh, do you really think it's just the military? Oh, no. These big multinational corporations and whatnot are overseas. No, these people don't make profit. It's just that simple. Now, everybody can have a wage. These billionaires and whatnot, they can have a wage. But see, whatever they profit over, I'm going to tell you right now, I would literally tax them 96% on profits. They can have a wage. If they want their wage to be $1 point some million a year, okay, fine. But see, it's not just them. It would have to be a trickle down effect. Oh yes, everybody working for that company would have to make the same amount of money. I don't care about your PhDs and all this other stuff. Oh no, because that's just a scam anyway. Oh, that's a scam. You know, at one point it was a great thing. It was a good accolade. It was awesome. But now it's turned into a scam. So, you have an executive. It's bad enough you're gonna pay these guys, some millions of dollars a year anyway, and they give them a bonus of extra millions for what? Really? Negotiating? That's it? You go to college, you get your in-group, and you negotiate so you can make $5 million on a bonus? Where people who go to school actually learn how to negotiate, can do well, but do it fairly so that everyone can benefit, don't get anything but reprimanded because they're not looking out for the fat cats. So yeah, corporations, you'd be screwed. Okay? And you say, what about the little corporation? What about the little guy? Okay? Honestly, the least you can profit, the least you need to be taxed. If your profits are literally in we profit about $200,000 a year. Okay, then I'll probably tax them about about 10% maybe. Maybe about 10%. That's probably what I would do. Yeah, I would do about 10%. And if you are a company getting off your feet, let's say you're doing something like that, you know what? I really wouldn't tax them at all. I really wouldn't. So long as they're paying their employees a livable wage, they don't have to get taxed. If you're paying the livable wage, so right now that would be $22.50. So if you're paying them that much, all your employees across the board, all right, that's the bare minimum. There's no minimum wage. No. You pay the livable wage. If you can pay that, you don't have to be taxed. And you're a small company. But if you're paying minimum wage, $7.45 or $7.75, and let's say you got some good profit going, and you're making $25 or $30 some an hour, or $50 some an hour, oh no, you're gonna get taxed. You will get taxed because that's not right. That's not fair. See, when you pay your employees a livable wage, you know what they can do? Buy crap. When they can buy crap, that keeps the economy going. But when you make it so that you can buy all the luxury stuff you want, and you look at them and say, well, what would you spend it on? Probably just random stuff that nobody needs, that you don't need. You know what? It's their money. They can spend on what the fuck they want to spend it on. If you're not going to help people in this country live in this country, then you honestly don't deserve to do a business in this country. Go the fuck somewhere else. Fuck your patents, fuck your trademarks, fuck your copyrights. All that shit go out the water. Somebody else can take it. I don't care who, I don't care when. That's how I see it. I don't have it in me to do the whole coddling thing. I just don't. You need drastic change. All right? It needs to happen. Drastic change is needed. Yeah, you could hypothesize. Fantasy nation would be like, my fantasy nation, no one could live in my fantasy nation because everyone is so dependent upon money. Look, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, whole dollars, but paper, that's different. Everything I named, that can be melted down and sold, but it's against the law. Because if you could do it, then you'd always have money. Because you can sell it for more than it's worth. That's why it's bad. It would really hurt the economy. You know, if you just, I'm just saying some ballpark crap, okay? Just random stuff in my head, and I'm going to try to make it as minimum as possible. But if you can get yourself about a pound of nickels, no. If you found yourself with about $20 in nickels, melted it down, and sold it for $21, that's not good for the economy. See what I'm saying? That's why that's bad. So it needs to be worth what it's worth. But paper, I mean, think about it. There's two $20 bills out. You got a new one, you got an old one. The new one you can use. The old one, it won't work. People usually won't take it. So paper money is fleeting. Very fleeting. So fleeting that most everything is done digitally anyway. So I personally would rather get away from all this money. Honestly, I want more of an honor system. My utopia is strange, but fair. And it would take a lot of technology to do it, but it would be beautiful. And you just do good for the sake of good. You can't do good, you're fucked. But that's just me. But it ain't like you're forced to do absolute good. No, but you just can't go around killing people. You can't go around saying, hey, you know something? I'm in the mood. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to cause a disruption here because, I don't know, reasons. No. You got to get checked out. If you're causing disruptions for no reason, you got to get checked out. I would take money from any place making money. Big Pharma, price gouge reversal. Anyone price gouging gets sued. Simple as that. Simple as that. Anyone doing any bullshit inflation would get sued. You get sued. You're screwed because it's basically false advertisement. So if you go to a store and you see something is $11 and you're like, oh, this is $11. Cool. You go back the next day or the next week and you see something is $15. It's the same thing. Same thing you bought a week ago. It's $15, but you know, it was 20 or 35. You know that's a bullshit lie. They got to go. That's how I would do things. Oh, nobody would like me. Jimmy Whisper, you probably don't like me hearing this. But I'm letting you know how I feel because I get tired of certain things. And one last thing he said was he quoted me, pure socialism always leads to poverty. And the reason I said that was, now I'm gonna be honest with you, the reason I said that was because I'm just used to what I have grown up in. And a pure anything, I've noticed, too much of one thing turns out to be, over time, a bad thing, if not immediate. You need water to drink, but if you're submerged underwater, you drown. You need air to breathe, but too much air and you asphyxiate. You see what I'm saying? You need food. You got to have energy, but if you eat too much food, you are probably going to die. You know, it's good to have a drink every once in a while. I have a drink, I don't know, I guess every 2 to 3 months, every 6 or 7 months, just if I care to remember. Or if the drink looks, you know, pretty, a nice blue margarita or something like that, or a daiquiri. But if you have too much alcohol, you get yourself liver poisoning, you die. I mean, that's what happens. You know, there's a such thing as there's nothing like no lead in the water because any amount of lead in the water is harmful. But that's why I said that. It's the time era that I grew up in. And I hear so much about socialism is bad. Socialism is communism, but it's gotten to the point where they are interchangeable verbally, not factually. They're two different things. And it's all to push a abusive and highly aggressive capitalist regime to keep the oligarchy in power. So that's what that's for. And I said that also because why would it lead to poverty? Because it just seems like if you have, and this is all I know, but if you give and give and give and there's no cycle to get back to keep a circulation, then that means it's a one-way street. One-way streets, you don't see the cars come back at you. They just go and go until it's drained. So that's why I was saying that, and I was also trying to appeal to those who were like, socialism is horrible. Okay, so we don't do a 100% socialism. We find a balance. That's why I said that. Then now I don't like what you did right here. How would you explain away? And I'm like, wait a minute. Why would you assert that I would explain anything? Why would you ask that as if it would be a fact? Why would you assume that I would explain away anything of anybody? But how would you explain away Tito's Yugoslavia or revolutionary Catalonia, where poverty was non-existent? Okay, thanks. And I know that things was, in advance, hopefully that I would answer. And I would not explain it away. I wouldn't. I did a tiny bit of research, and Tito's Yugoslavia was damn good. They were highly effectual in I think it was World War II. So, I mean, there's nothing to explain away. I wouldn't explain away anything. If I was a leader, a leader, an actual good leader does not explain away jack shit. A good leader has no problem stepping back and letting somebody who knows take the helm for a bit to get the job done. That's what I would do. Now, what they did, I don't know. I don't know how thoroughly Tito ran Yugoslavia. I don't know how revolutionary Catalonia was. I don't live there. I have no history there. And learning about, truthfully, and you're going to hate me for this, but learning it in-depthly does not pay the bills. Not for where I am in my life. It doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't help me at all. And if I did learn about it as if I was president, I would find a way to possibly try to incorporate some of that stuff to make the country better. That is the whole point. The whole point of being a leader is to make sure those who you lead are all right. And if I am the head of this country and my people are not all right, I have failed as a leader. And if they're not all right because of the preceding leader, okay, then that means I have to find a way to make it all right. And if I am not trying to make it all right for the people, the majority of this country, then I have failed. So I know this is long, but I want to try to cover everything with as much context and nuance as possible. And I have no problem I would use the model of a lot of places to get things done, to get things right. I would tax these universities. They don't want to give to the students that help them, because all these students pay the wages for these millionaires at these universities. These people that sit on these boards and call shots as if they absolutely forgot what it meant to be a student. Wait a minute. They have forgotten what it is to be a student, because when they were a student, it wasn't this hard. They just found a way to make a buck off of everyone struggling. So yes, I would take their riches from them. $100,000 a year. If you can't fucking live on it, go fuck yourself. It's that simple. Would I use harsh language like this? No, I would do exactly as some politicians do, and I would find something else to say. But you would be rest assured I'm basically saying, fuck you. I don't need any corporate money. I don't want corporate money. And if a corporation was trying to bribe me, I don't give a shit. Dark money, dark accountable money as Hillary Clinton wanted, or just saying, here's a super PAC, here's the money. You are trying to bribe people who are put in charge to safeguard the country. And instead of giving us millions of dollars to do your bullshit bidding that would actually kill people, how about you give that money to the people so they can pay off their debts? How about that? Because that's what I think when I see these commercials that I know people are putting hundreds of thousands, if not millions or hundreds of millions of dollars in, especially Super Bowl ads and whatnot. Big game ads, millions of dollars. Instead of making that stupid commercial for $1 million and then getting it up there for $1 to $3 million to be seen once or twice during the game, that could have paid off multiple neighborhoods of homes. That could have cleaned up a lot of land spills. That could have put people through college. That could have paid off medical bills. That could have gone through to research, cancer research and other things. And luckily they've stumbled on something that might end breast cancer. Not prevent it to end it, but once you get it, end it. That's what they're looking into. And I think they found something. But yes, that money could go into anything. And this comes from a guy that all he wants to do, truthfully, is enjoy his life and primarily collect Transformers toys. That's all I want. I mean, do I want more than that? Yes, but basic, without family thought in, sit down, do some videos, collect Transformers, chill. Basic minimum. So Jimmy Whisper, I hope that I have answered your question or questions in full. And if I missed anything, please let me know. If you want me to try to explain something further, let me know. And if I have absolutely failed to do this at all, any justice, let me know. I wanted to be as thorough as I could. I wanted to be honest. I wanted to be straight up and let you know, hey, I'm not an expert at any one thing, and I don't really want to be. I'm more of a jack of all trades, multiple things. So my knowledge is thin. So that's why as leader, I'm not going to sit here and run the EPA. No, I would appoint someone to do it. And if I find that they're not doing it, if I put them in the charge of the EPA and they're not protecting the environment, then they're sued. They are prosecuted. They might be put in prison, federal prison for treason, because they're trying to fuck the system. The system of protection. Government is here to protect. That was the initial reason to make order out of chaos, to blanketly answer the people's most dire needs. So if you are a Jeff Sessions or something, you would have been put in prison ages ago. If you were a Scott Pruitt, if you were an Aji Pai or whatever the fuck his name is, you would be gone, because the internet would definitely be a necessity of life, like 911. It has to be available, and it should be free. It really should. So I hope I've answered everything, and if I haven't, please let me know. Let me know what you think in the comment section or whatnot. If you got other questions, if anyone else got questions or whatnot, hey, ask me, because truth be told, if there was a presidential run and y'all want to write my name in, hey, have at it. Because I have no problem if I knew your names, I would write it in. If there's no better option, because, fuck the establishment, because they don't give a fuck about us, and they prove it. Aren't you sick of voting for millionaires? Vote for somebody that cares about the people and not the money from the big donors. That's how I see it. Don't be partisan, and don't try to be bipartisan. Have standards. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for asking, and thank you for listening.